Hi everybody, Dylan here, living aboard with Chihuahuas, story 17, episode 51, beginning part 1. From Yip. After spending a few days in the Stewart anchorage, we got underway. We wanted to check out the West Coast waterway. We stopped in Indiantown to see how much the marina had changed. We had spent 5 years of our lives living there.
Spending a few days in Stewart anchorage, we were ready to move on. We decided to go through the Okeechobee waterway to the Caloosahatchee River and down through Naples to the Keys. We have done this trip several times in our other boat, but we never went through Lake Okeechobee. We usually stayed in the ICW to Biscayne Bay and then headed out from there. We wanted to check out the waterway on the West Coast. We also lived aboard our other boat in the Indiantown Marina for 5 years. We wanted to see how much the marina had changed. The dogs again were up on bridge deck with us. There are 2 big settees up there, just high enough for them to be able to look over and see what's going on. There were several gators sunning themselves on the shore. This provided entertainment for the crew. Each gator had to be barked at sufficiently enough to let them know the dogs were aboard. We had to lock through, and this was a lot of fun. The boaters we locked through with were amazed that we could live aboard with 8 dogs. They all had to take pictures of us. Of course, the dogs had to let all those other boats know who was in charge. We stopped over in Indiantown for one night. Chi and Wah had lived with us there. You see, our other boat was a 1923 John Alden yawl, a wooden boat. We had spent 5 years in the Indiantown Marina cold molding her. But at the time, the Indiantown Marina was a small marina on 28 acres. The wet slips and the office were only using a small fraction of the space. Lonnie and I made a deal with the managers to have the boat hauled out and trucked to the back of the 28 acres and beside a 400-year-old. This was a couple hundred yards from the marina, but still on the marina property. We were the only boat out there. We basically had a 27-acre lawn. We then spent 5 years rebuilding and cold molding her. See the Borealis at Amazon.com. We now had all 8 dogs, and all of us took a walk back out to our oak tree to reminisce. The dogs had a great walk. We, on the other hand, were shocked by the new owner's lack of care for the marina. This was a beautiful marina when we were there. The management took great care of the grounds. Their place was like a garden. It was clean and very well maintained. No more. The new management let the place go. They had several derelict boats scattered around and a ton of useless stuff lying all over the place. The once beautiful grounds now look like a dump. It's a shame it was a great marina. After our walk, we went back to the Margaret Ashton, and to our great surprise, there was 1 foot of water in the bilge. The hose to the water pump had come loose, and the 200 gallons of water in the tanks ended up in the bilge. We were on the docks, though, so it was no big deal. We pumped the bilge water overboard.
Hi everybody, Dylan here again, story 17, episode 51, and part 1. We walked out to the area where we had lived in Indiantown with all of the dogs. Unfortunately, the new owners, or the new workers of the marina, did not maintain the place. There was junk everywhere, a real sight to be seen. When we lived here, it was very well maintained, like a garden. Ciao.